Immediately fired.
Welcome, Patreon. I'm Katie.
What is up? It is Garrett.
This is your next Dysfunction Junction episode, and not too long ago, Garrett and I were discussing musicians that we conflate with one another. It started with me admitting that I confused Billy Joel and Bruce Springsteen when I was on vacation.
You guys know Billy Joel and the E Street Band. Famous. Very famous group.
See, the thing is that name goes together perfectly.
It does. It does work. Yeah.
It doesn't sound fake.
Yep. Yep. Actually, speaking of Billy Joel, you know that song, What a Night?
Yeah.
Okay. Every time I hear that, I'm like, that's Billy Joel.
Same.
Immediately, it's Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
It is, yes. It is Frankie Valli and the Four Seasons.
But I will never, even though I know that, will never not immediately go, it's Billy Joel.
Did Billy Joel do a cover of it, maybe? And that's why? Because I have the same exact memory, and I don't know if it's that in the 90s there was something happening.
Man, if it is, I'm going to be so vindicated. I don't think that.
I think Billy Joel does sing the song that says, like, in the middle of the night, I was walking in my sleep.
That's why I mixed them up.
I think that's why I mixed them up
Mystery solved.
as
Well, that was a nice little ride that everybody got to go on with us real time.
Speaking of Patreon, Garrett and I now have a Bar is Ankle High Spotify playlist where you can find these songs.
We sure do.
So, yeah, subscribe to that. We'll update it as necessary. And
Which is all the time. It's always necessary because we're constantly mixing things up.
Yeah, but we thought it'd be a fun thing to do since evidently music is a huge part of our lives.
And
whether
also,
we like it or not.
Keep an eye out for some Kenny Loggins and Kenny Rogers because I just found out those are two different people.
Yes, and I had confused, I thought Kenny Rogers was the person who turns out to be a musician named Michael McDonald.
Yep.
Who is not the same Michael McDonald that was in Mad TV. So just imagine my confusion.
Yep. We've really answered a lot of questions in a short period of time this morning.
It's Hugh Jackman and Gene Hackman all over again.
It is, but the difference being nobody's yelling that Kenny Rogers is hot.
Yeah, I would say nobody is saying any of those people are hot. Michael McDonald, the actor, is younger, so I could understand people saying that they were into him. Mm-hmm. But he's not my type, mostly because I feel like I get the impression that he'd be real mean to me. Like, he'd be funny, but I would leave feeling real bad about myself.
I love that, and I feel like it is going to tie into the content we're going to be recording today. I love that you, in your head, have created a personality for this actor, and in this hypothetical meeting, he's mean to you. Yeah. I love that, like, preemptively, you're like, clearly if we met, he would be mean to me, so what am I supposed to do with that? He wouldn't like me. I know he wouldn't. I can just tell.
So yeah, it took a little while for me to get that anxiety diagnosis, but...
It was really missed for a very long time.
It was a mystery to everybody once I got the diagnosis.
Everyone was shocked, myself included. I definitely didn't spiral about it for 2 hours afterwards. That didn't happen. I can't believe that. Yeah, that song I totally thought was Billy Joel, and now I know why. Man, that makes so much sense.
I'm glad that we both had that experience, though, which is also, of course, we're friends, but, like, how did it take us 30 years to find each other?
Put that thing back where it came from, or so help me. That's what's happening right now. Also worth mentioning, so this is, we're recording now for the first time in a while, and we had a plan. We miscommunicated on the plan at 2 different times.
Yeah, so what happened is that Garrett went on a, week-long vacation. Mm-hmm. She got back, and 24 hours later, I left for a week-long vacation. Mm-hmm. And so in that time, you heard our first 4 episodes.
Yep.
And once I got back from vacation, we met, we had our calendars out, and we were like, we're going to be so organized and so on top of doing the podcast stuff that we'll plan out when we're going to record and what we're going to record on those days.
Also known as me saying to Katie that we have to do it and she doesn't have a choice.
Yeah, there was that part too.
We have to sit and plan it.
Yeah. But, so we did that. Wrote everything down.
Both of us separately wrote everything down.
So here's the thing, though. We met on a Sunday, and normally we record on Saturdays. So we had this meeting on a Sunday, and we were not going to record that following weekend for whatever. I had a hair appointment.
Yeah, it was like 2 weeks ahead of time we were planning this.
And so this past Tuesday or something, I texted Garrett, and I was like, just to confirm, we're both researching and talking about this topic for Saturday. And then I'm going to do the show for X topic for spooky season, right? And she said, yes.
Yep, I did.
So I was like, okay. And then 2 days later, Garrett came over to my desk at work and was like, so I've got all my hyperfixation notes done. And I was like, that's not the topic that
we both stared at each other. There was a pregnant pause, giving each other the same look of, oh, fuck. And it took a minute for us to regroup and say anything out loud. We just stared at each other, both understanding there's been a miscommunication.
Yeah,
at some
it's
point.
very much, what's it, Gob from Arrested Development? Job?
It's definitely Job. But Gob is just, it's too good to not be Gob now. So yes, Gob. Yes, I'm familiar.
Gob from Arrested Development used to be married to Amy Poehler fame.
Will Arnett. Oh, I mix up him and Will Forte all the time.
Same.
Yep.
Yeah.
So anyway, another mix up.
I was going to say Will Arnett, and I was like, that's not his name. Don't you say it. You just say...
It's the wrong name. That's the
Mr.
wrong
Amy
name.
Poehler.
Former Mr. Amy Poehler to you.
The artist formerly known as Mr. Amy Poehler. Anyway, sorry, Patreon.
Okay.
The face that he makes every time he says, I've made a huge mistake.
Yes.
Is the face that Garrett and I made at each other when we realized that we had this miscommunication. And so then Garrett went back to her desk, pulled out her day planner, and was like, no, I had the other topic written down. Like, sorry. And I was like, yeah, I thought that we texted about it, though. Whatever. Not a big deal, because I hadn't started my notes yet. So, like, whatever. And last night, I opened up my day planner, and I had written down the initial topic of hyperfixations, and then crossed it out and wrote the topic that we're recording today.
She sure did.
After I had texted her and gotten that confirmation.
Yep,
So
yep.
we both had differently timed but identical brain farts.
Yep, on the same topic.
Yeah.
At 2 separate times.
So anyway, we're going off the rails on a gravy train. So if you could be a animal, what would you be?
An animal or animorph?
I guess it would be both. I mean, I would still like to be able to have thumbs once and again, so we could be animorphs.
I think being a lemur would be really fun.
Because of their tails.
Yeah, like the tails, and they got their little hands, and they're just like...
Zaboomafoo.
Yeah, like doing whatever the fuck they want. Just flying all over the place, doing crazy things. I think that would be fun.
Good luck to the Patreon who never watched Zaboomafoo.
I don't know that I watched that.
Really? It was on PBS.
That doesn't sound... It's not Zoom.
No.
It's different?
Yeah. There was a little leaping lemur named Zaboomafoo.
No, I think of Madagascar when I think of lemurs.
Oh, I never watched that.
What? You've
I know.
never seen Madagascar? Get the fuck out of here. No, absolutely not. I don't accept that information. You have seen every fucking cartoon and you haven't seen Madagascar.
Nope. I also
There's a
have not seen
cartoon-
Kung Fu Panda.
Oh, I didn't think that was as funny. Madagascar, on the other hand, is very funny. So these zoo animals are being shipped and they wind up like stranded on an island.
Is it Madagascar?
Yeah.
Okay.
So covered in lemurs. So at one point, the lion, and I feel like it's Ben Stiller, is standing there and he's looking out at this like just sea of lemurs, right? Just all of these little lemurs, like all excited, jumping up and down because they're all like excited about these new animals that they're seeing. And as he's looking at them, all of them turn into tiny steaks that are hopping up and down, like cheering instead of the lemurs. Yes. I cannot fucking believe you've never seen Madagascar. Literally every cartoon Katie's like, yep, seen it, knows the plot. I mentioned one that's like a very famous cartoon. I've never seen that. No. What movie? No, I don't know that. He doesn't even go here. Like that, I'm real shocked by that. I cannot believe. So yes, I would be a lemur, or a raccoon. Either way, I want a stripy tail, I guess.
I think that's really, that's
and thumbs.
Okay. Yeah.
Maybe I just want a tail. Maybe that's the conclusion here is I just want fur and a tail.
Maybe you're a furry.
Maybe I don't know if that's the conclusion I just came to. I was thinking more like I want a prehensile tail that I can hold things with because a third hand would be handy. You know.
Oh, cut to our
trailer.
Micro penis preview.
Yep. It's back. Low fives are back. Except I could give a high five because if I was a lemur, my tail would be real long.
You could give fives all over the place. Yeah. That'd be...
Or at least a one.
The benefit,
A furry one.
Boop.
You could like touch somebody without them. Oh man. Yeah, I guess I need a tail.
Like the tail of the Cowardly Lion.
Yep.
In The Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, just like floating on that thing. Yeah. Yeah, I think one of those two animals, either way, I would just be an absolute nightmare to deal with. I would just be getting into a lot of trouble. You would be blowing water at people with your blowhole as a dolphin, and I would be like causing mayhem.
Yeah, I would be a dolphin.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. If I could be an anamorph, then I would for sure be a dolphin.
Yeah.
Because basically the only time they focus is when they have to eat food.
Yeah.
And otherwise they're just playing. And then sometimes look, I get that dolphins are problematic.
They are.
In group settings.
Yep.
They can get pretty rapey.
Yep.
My understanding also is that's really the males.
Which, I mean,
I'm not
that
one.
goes for adults.
That's true.
Humans.
Yeah.
Adult male humans.
But also, they play with blowfish and get high.
Which is adult female women.
They're just playing hacky sack with a pufferfish, and they get a little bit high, which is
God. This poor pufferfish.
every
like,
college campus in the 90s, basically.
Or every day forever.
Probably.
Maybe. Probably not with pufferfish, but, you know, I mean, stranger things.
Well, yeah, I mean, they just get high and play hacky sack was what I meant.
Oh, yeah, hacky sack specifically. Yeah, that had a real moment, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and devil sticks. Remember those?
Oh, yeah. I wanted to be so good at those, and I was so bad at it.
I could only do the back and forth. Did you have them in gym class? We did.
I don't know if we did. You know what I did love were the fucking ribbon sticks?
Yeah.
Like, if I could find one now, fuck, I could keep myself.
You could make one.
I might.
Just get a stick and tape some ribbon to it.
There was something else that was another, like, thing like that.
Do you ever watch the rhythmic gymnastics events?
Oh, yeah, for, like, the Olympics and stuff? Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah. During the Olympics, that came up because, like, I'd watch the recaps on my phone, but without sound, so I could, like, just look down and whatever.
Yep.
And there was, like, diving and curling and regular gymnastics, and then there was, like, the rhythmic gymnastics, and it was either with the ribbons or with the balls. They're, like,
like little weighted
otters.
Balls. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and they do all the stuff where they're, like, moving it on either side of their hand.
Yeah, and they, like, throw it, like, 40 feet in the air and catch it with their feet.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Which, like, at face value, if you were, like, describing it to somebody, like, that sounds stupid, but you see it, and it's fucking majestic. It's amazing.
It's insane. Yeah. Also, synchronized swimming terrifies me. Those people are superhuman.
Yeah, I'm not cut out for that.
I love, though, the shots of the synchronized swimmers underwater.
Oh, yeah.
They're, like, fluttering their hands
really
and, like, staying completely still.
It's great. They're like
so
hummingbirds, but underwater. It's, like, the craziest thing.
And also, they wear terrifying makeup.
Do they?
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know that.
Oh, yeah. Well, I'll show you. The close-ups of their faces in synchronized swimming events, it's like Drag Race, like, style. Like,
I can't wait.
Heavy contouring.
Really?
Oh, it's insane. Yeah. And it stays on while they're in the pool, so it's got to be, like, acrylic paint or something.
Is there male synchronized swimming? Mm-hmm. Are they wearing makeup?
I think so. Kind of the way that on Broadway the men wear makeup.
Yeah.
So like more natural looking, but still like contouring.
Huh. I just assumed it was going to be one of those shitty things where it's like, oh yeah, we do it. Men are allowed to wear full bodysuits, and no, they don't have to wear any makeup.
Oh, right. Like the swimmers where
Right.
the men wear like
those
entire
long
unitards
shorts. Yes.
and the women are in like
They're like,
thongs.
oh, we need you in a high-rise
Or
thong,
fucking
actually.
volleyball.
Yeah, that's really what I was thinking was the volleyball thing. But yeah, I just assumed that's what it was going to be, was something horrible like that. But that's, at least they're also wearing water makeup.
And I believe the men in synchronized swimming, like, it's kind of like figure skating. Like, their costumes make sense. Like, they go, if it's a co-ed team, then they go with what the women are wearing. So, like...
So it's, like, coordinated.
Yeah, I don't have as much of an issue with men being more covered up if it makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, that's, how did we get on synchronized swimming? Fuck.
I don't know.
Man, we just fell down the fucking rabbit hole. Animals, dolphins, swimming, those rhythm sticks.
It was the rhythm sticks
And then the
that got us
twirlers, yeah.
into...
Hacky sacking.
Oh, yeah.
Hacky sacking,
With
puffer fish.
Yes.
There we go. We made it. We connected the dots.
Right, yeah.
Woo!
So, dearest Anklet, as you plot this out for your recap, we went from, am I the asshole? The answer is no, of course not. I'm an angel.
Yep.
To Garrett is a lemur / raccoon. I am a dolphin who hacky sacks with pufferfish.
Yep.
And then rhythmic gymnastics to synchronized swimming.
Yes.
To
makeup and beauty standards.
And then beauty standards and Olympic sports uniforms.
Wow. What a walk that was. We really did it.
What disorganized thinking?
Yeah, I don't know what that's... I've been attacked. That's what that means. Or is that emotional dysregulation? We're killing
Boy.
it. Yeah. A lot to unpack there.
Enjoy.
Save that for next episode.
If there's a topic that you guys would like us to discuss on Patreon,
yes.
Comment on this post or send us an email. Either way, and yeah, just give us something to jump off on. We're happy to be inspired by basically anything.
Anything. Clearly it takes very little for us to just completely fall off the map. If you would prefer us just spin in thin air, like a twirly ribbon stick, we can do that too, because clearly we're good at it. Yeah. Or we just do it and we don't care. That's the flip side of that. I couldn't tell you.
Yeah, either way, it's done.
We did it. We really did it.
That's me doing the music.
Okay, that was my next question. Because we've gotten that a couple of times where Katie's like doing the version. I'm like, what? Because, I'm bad at that game.
I can do it in my head and then it doesn't come out of my mouth.
Interesting. That's an interesting...
It's amazing I wasn't more popular, right?
Between that and the suckling, really, I don't really see what went wrong. I don't get why I had a problem.
Yeah, it's weird. It's a real mystery why I was a virgin till I was 20.
I saw a tweet, and I read it, and I thought it was really funny, but, kind of in a, laughing at the pain part kind of funny, and my spouse looked at me and was like, that's kind of fucked up. It said, it was something to the effect of, if somebody tells me that they were bullied in high school, my question is, well, were you being weird? Yeah, that's...
And I think that I have the same exact thought.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because my baseline is obviously wondering what it would be like to be a dolphin playing hacky sack with a pufferfish.
Yep. In the Olympics, wearing heavy makeup with other dolphins, throwing around pufferfish.
Would dolphins be the synchronized swimmers in Animal Olympics? Probably, right?
Yeah, definitely. That and also no, I guess that doesn't.
And maybe the co-ed team would be dolphins and porpoises together.
I was they're also gonna be in the diving team, and I'm like, it's a dolphin gonna stand on a fucking diving board. Oh my god.
Diving team would be seagulls Or shearwater birds
Yeah.
dive under the surface.
That dive. Penguins would probably be great divers.
Penguins would be great.
Yeah.
I would love to see like synchronized diving from
seals,
penguins.
maybe flopping to the end of the thing and then just like throwing them, rolling off the diving board.
They do that balance on their front paws and then flop over.
Ball on their nose. They like nose the beach ball and then roll into the water.
God, I wish we could draw. We could just animate this.
Yeah, the thought of a seal just rolling into the water and everybody being like 10 out of 10. That was excellent form. Is just, I love it. I just love it.
Yeah, but then there's always that like German judge that's like, the other,
8.5.
9.
That was good. 5 stars. That was excellent. No. Guess the spelling. Where does the E go?
No one knows.
We were gonna.
The E is just the dolphin saying E 9.
What the fuck is wrong with us?
Mostly the ADHD, I think.
Yeah, I think that's most of it. So anyway, if there's something you want to hear that isn't us imagining the Olympics with animals, which I don't know why that's not a Disney movie. Side note, and don't steal my shit, Disney. I just mentally
TM.
copyrighted that idea. It's like declassifying and classifying documents.
Yeah, you just have to think about it.
So that's what I just did. I just copyrighted that shit. So nice try, Disney.
Yeah, eat dick.
DreamWorks, Amazon, Studios, Netflix. Now we're gonna get sued now that we said all those.
You're just beefing with every streaming service.
Hulu.
How does beefing mean that you're farting, but also that you have an argument with somebody?
I have a question. At what point? Okay, no, I have a 2-part question.
Cool.
I don't want you to answer the first one until I ask the second one. At what point did beefing ever mean farting is my first question. My second question is, are you thinking of queefing and mixing it up with beefing?
No, beefing for sure means farting. It's like, I swear to God, in like in Caddyshack or like The Little Rascals, they for sure were like, oh, they beefed on me. And it for sure means that like somebody just ripped their ass all of the way open.
I have never once heard farting described as beefing.
I bet your husband knows what I'm talking about.
We're gonna have to bring in a third party.
We'll bring in bring it into the group chat.
Yeah, and find out.
Partners.
Definitely never heard that. I've only heard it when it's in the context of having beef with somebody, like wanting to fight somebody.
No, because beefing and queefing, that makes sense. Then there's beefing from your booty hole,
right,
and queefing from your cootie hole.
Yeah, so queefing, we're on the same page. Yes, I am familiar with the term queefing, and that is definitely a Urban Dictionary accepted phrase.
Yes.
Beefing, on the other hand, can't get on board with that. Not familiar with that. I'm
sorry, Little Miss Vegetarian.
This is gonna have to be like a Family Feud survey says. So stay tuned to the next Dysfunction Junction where we answer the question, is beefing a phrase for farting? Because it's not a phrase.
It's for sure a phrase, guys. And I know that you guys know this, so comment and prove that I'm right, because...
Yeah, let's do a Family Feud style. Can we do a poll in Patreon?
Yeah, we can do a poll.
Okay, so we're going to start a poll, and it's, does beefing mean farting or just fighting with somebody? Because... I think we know the answer.
The answer is that Katie is queen. And I'm totally right.
I can't wait to see what the survey says. So make sure you respond to the survey. I can't wait for it to go up. I'm literally going to mash the button the second it appears.
Mash that rosebud.
Just going to mash it. And tune in for our next Dysfunction Junction.
Thanks for tuning in. We'll be here next Thursday with a brand new episode to delight your brain juices. In the meantime, the best way to support us is to leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcast streaming platform. You can keep up with us during the week on Instagram and Facebook at The Bar is Ankle High and on Twitter at Ankle High Pod. If you want even more ankle-high hot takes in your life and have a few dollars to spare, consider joining our Patreon at patreon.com/thebarisAnkleHigh. We post bonus episodes there full of our karaoke attempts, Am I the Asshole discussions, and wondering how we even managed to survive this long. Patreon subscribers also get exclusive access to our secret Patreon-only Facebook group and get added to our close friends list on Instagram. Until next week, remember to be kind to yourself because the bar is ankle high.